Send your anonymous tips. WNAP.com/tell16.
Started, cause The View is live. White House divided? The rumors buzzing that Ivanka and Jared could be on the way out of D.C. Oscar predictions. Will the Time's Up movement and political jokes take center stage Sunday night? Then the head of conservative powerhouse CPAC, Matt Schlapp, is live. Why he says Senator McCain deserved to be booed at this year's conference, and if his wife is replacing Hope Hicks as White House Communications Director. Raise a glass, cause the legendary Jimmy Buffett's turning The View into Margaritaville. And Ana Navarro's back to guest co-host. Let's light up hot topics with Joy Behar, Paula Ferris, Sunny Hostin, and Meghan McCain. Now, let's get things started.
What's the name of the show again? The View. Oh, that's right. Welcome to The View, everybody.
We're matching.
Oh, yeah, we're matching.
Friday.
Matching
You guys didn't
Friday.
even plan that, did you?
No. Our friend Ana Navarro is here looking very cute. Very nice. And
Because Jimmy Buffett's on the show.
Jimmy Buffett is here today.
Yeah.
And these girls are going to hit the margaritas after the show. And the East Coast is getting pummeled by storms right now. But it's working out in Washington because the rain is hiding the tears. All the staffers getting kicked out of the White House. The latest rumors claim that Trump has asked John Kelly to get rid of Ivanka and Jared for him. Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
So the man whose catchphrase is "you're fired" is actually asking Kelly to do his dirty work. Don't you love that?
God.
So what do you think? Do you think they're out or what? Ivanka could be out soon.
I don't know. I think it would take a lot for President Trump to turn on his daughter. She's his favorite. She's a close advisor. We were talking in the meeting beforehand that I do actually think there is a role for daughters, family members, but it's more in the morale territory. It's more to keep emotional support for the president. And I do think they sort of overshot the runway by being security advisor. I don't know her exact.
I've seen you advisor.
He's senior advisor.
Yes, and he's brokering Mideast peace and then working with Mexico. I just
Not
don't.
anymore.
Yeah, I just don't think it's ever been a good look for the administration. And I think at some point Trump has to sit down with them and say, listen, this is becoming too much of a distraction. Do you want to keep running into the same walls? Because they're basically on the Washington hamster wheel right now. They're just spinning the wheels and running into the same roadblocks. They're not going to be very efficient.
But actually, my question is, why do they even want to be there? Look, this is this is affecting Jared's ability to get his company out of the financial straits it's in. They're really not being very effective policy-wise. We all thought Ivanka was going to be there and soften up Donald Trump. Well, it turns out not Ivanka, not John Kelly, not Melania.
No one.
Nobody's going to change Donald Trump. So what are they doing?
And they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid a dime.
This is the issue that I've always had with it. I think this issue I've always had, I think it reeks of nepotism, and they really have refused to really step back from their business dealings. And now you have foreign governments. You have, is Mexico, Canada, four foreign governments.
United Arab Emirates,
and and they're saying, they are using those business entanglements to possibly manipulate Jared. Now you have Ivanka's business dealings are under counterintelligence investigations. I mean, this could harm the country. This is a matter of national security.
But it's interesting. The guy I don't know enough about the money part. I mean, he borrowed $500,000. How much? That's a half a billion.
It's like
from Citicorp.
That was a hell of a lot more than
Millions. 500 million.
500 million.
It was
I'm sorry.
half million.
500,000 doesn't even buy you a studio apartment in New York City. But $500 million. What's the quid pro quo? Why did they give him all that money?
Well, I mean, my understanding is that what you're talking about is they've got this, ginormous building here in New York called 666.
666.
By the
Isn't that
way,
the devil's number?
It is.
Yes. Well, anyways, they've got a building called 666, which they are not. It's not rented out enough to be able to make the debt payments, and so they've had to be able to come up with money from somewhere.
And they can't sell it. No one wants to buy it.
I think part of the problem is, in any other administration, if you had had your security clearance downgraded, you probably wouldn't still have such an official role on such a high level. And that's when, Sonny, when you're talking about nepotism, that's a direct correlation. And I think at a certain point, Jared and Ivanka, who I have given a lot of leeway to, and I really had high hopes for, I don't know what they're doing policy-wise. I did. I actually thought that they could bring. I thought that they could bring a softer tone to President Trump. Everyone says that she has this influence on him that is, like you said, measuring and softening. And I just think at this point,
isn't that what his
bringing
wife is
peace
for?
to the Middle East.
Isn't that what the wife?
Isn't the wife? She's there to. I think she's there to fight social bullying on social media.
But Megan, isn't a wife supposed to bring you
each family dynamic is different. I have no idea. I don't. And I'm not really interested. And it's, you know, I mean, I had higher hopes for them than what's panning out. And I think at a certain point, you're going to have to offend somebody. Politics is all about taking a hard stand. And they seem incapable of, I've said this before, I'll say it again, they still want to be invited to New York parties here. It's not going to happen. You're tainted. I'm tainted. When you're a Republican, there's a certain segment of liberal people who don't want you around. Try doing something significant and making a hard move, and they just don't seem capable of doing it.
Wasn't this foreseeable? Wasn't this foreseeable? I mean, I think we all talked about it because they have these business dealings. I mean, right after he was elected, I think Ivanka met with China and got these trademarks that they have been looking for. I mean, they haven't disentangled themselves. And Leon Panetta, I think, said it so well. He said, when you have family members who have no clear-cut role, no experience, no real understanding of the rules, and a host of financial dealings that can obviously be used to manipulate you, then that is a prescription for the kind of chaos you're seeing in the White House.
Well, maybe, you know, that's right. They're all going to be gone.
So do you think at the end of the day, if Trump chooses the country over his own family, is that a good thing? Or would you rather him vice versa?
Well, I think they're all going to end up together in prison, and maybe that's a good thing.
Oh, my God.
I just teed you up for that one.
Okay,
I wonder why they don't look at themselves in the mirror, Ivanka and Jared, and realize that they have become a liability, not an asset.
To the country and to the...
Wait a second. Trump is a liability to the country. I said to my husband this morning, why is he still there? He said, because he was elected. And that was really like talking to a child almost, you know? All right, we got to take a break. We'll be right back with more Hot Topics.
Later, all eyes on Oscar. How Hollywood will honor the Time's Up movement on awards night, and what host Jimmy Kimmel told Paula about how he's handling it. Speak your mind fearlessly. Hold nothing back. That's what these women do.
This is America, and we're supposed to have a difference of opinions. We should want to be a united front.
We need more compassion. We need more empathy. We need more togetherness. We don't need more bullying, and I'm tired of it.
And that's why the hottest political exclusives happen here.
If you're a Republican and you want to make news, come on this show.
Thank you.
It's all happening right here on The View.
Any object, any surface. If you've got a life, you've got a Swiffer.
In terms of treating sensitivity, 3 days is really fast. Now the dentist is going to be able to provide that to their patients. Sensodyne Rapid Relief, in my opinion, is a game changer. It's going to let the dentist offer their patient sensitivity relief in 3 days. It has a formulation that lays down a barrier of protection against sensitivity. Within 3 days, say over the course of a weekend, you're going to start feeling significant results. To say that it works in 3 days really is a big deal.
What's the mascara that's causing a frenzy? Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. My lashes look amazing, fuller and longer. No wonder there's one sold every 5 seconds. See what your lashes are missing. Try Lash Paradise Mascara from L'Oreal Paris.
Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh ham has no added nitrates, or artificial preservatives. Now, Deli Fresh flavor is for everyone, like those who like
sweet,
those who prefer heat, and those who just love meat. Oscar Mayer Deli Fresh, a fresh way to deli.
You know that feeling when you get a free booster in Candy Crush. Come back every day for more tasty rewards. He gets it. Candy Crush. Play now.
We're gonna do this together. We're gonna stick to the plan, do everything we can to make it easy and fun. It's time to party, everyone.
Every Pull-Ups pant comes with trusted protection and fun character designs.
I'm a big kid now. With menopause, I expected hot flashes. But struggling to zip my jeans? I'm not ready for elastic waistbands.
Only Estroven Weight Management helps safely manage weight and relieves hot flashes. Safe, trusted Estroven.
I have type 2 diabetes. I'm trying to manage my A1C, and then I learned type 2 diabetes puts me at greater risk for heart attack or stroke. Can one medicine help treat both blood sugar and cardiovascular risk? I asked my doctor. He told me about non-insulin Victoza. Victoza is not only proven to lower A1C and blood sugar, but for people with type 2 diabetes treating their cardiovascular disease, Victoza is also approved to lower the risk of major CV events such as heart attack, stroke, or death. And while not for weight loss, Victoza may help you lose some weight.
Victoza is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not take Victoza if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Victoza or any of its ingredients. Stop taking Victoza and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or symptoms of a serious allergic reaction such as rash, swelling, difficulty breathing or swallowing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. So stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you have severe pain in your stomach area. Tell your doctor your medical history. Gallbladder problems have happened in some people. Tell your doctor right away if you get symptoms. Taking Victoza with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Common side effects are nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, decreased appetite, indigestion, and constipation. Side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems.
Change the course of your treatment. Ask your doctor about Victoza.
Come on, Duck! You can do it, Duck. Hurry up, Duck!
You can do it, Duck.
IAMS helps keep your dog healthy at every stage, so you can always look forward to what's next.
Sunday, celebrate the event 90 years in the making.
I love it up here.
The Oscars.
We do it better.
The glitz, the glam, the gowns.
We do it
the
better.
red carpet. Then,
it's not a competition. It is?
movie's biggest stars go for gold.
This is nuts.
Hollywood's highest honor.
And the Oscar goes to...
Jimmy Kimmel hosts the Oscars, live Sunday, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC.
Still ahead, CPAC Chair Matt Schlapp on the wildest moments of this year's controversial conference. And the mayor of Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett.
Welcome back. Now, the Oscars are this Sunday night, and the Time's Up movement has cast a big shadow over award season so far. And Paula, you talked to Jimmy Kimmel about how he's going to handle it. What did he say?
As a comedian, how do you handle this one, Joy?
Well,
I mean, there's so many landmines out there. I asked, Kimmel, in light of Me Too and Time's Up and DACA and politics and gun control, how are you going to handle it? He says it might play to his advantage, but I asked him specifically how it's going to go down.
Okay.
This show is not about reliving people's sexual assaults. It's an award show for people who have been dreaming about maybe winning an Oscar for their whole lives. I'm not going to stop any bad behavior with my jokes.
What do you think, Joy? Can this, as a comedian, can it play to his? I know, but can it play to his advantage? How does he navigate around that?
I think that he does amazing Trump jokes because free for all on that one.
Yeah, he said he will go there with Trump.
And what'll happen, which is fascinating also, is after he kills with Trump jokes, then Trump will say he has no talent. That's what he said about Alec Baldwin. He has no talent because he's funny. He said it about me, put it in his book. I have no talent when I did a hair joke about him. And that's what he'll do. But as far as the Me Too thing is concerned, look, you can make a joke about Harvey Weinstein. You can make a joke about Kevin Spacey. It will be misinterpreted. Just like it happens on this panel right here. I make a joke about the perpetrator, and it gets construed that I'm doing it about the victim. And that does not work in this environment.
I think what he's going to have to rely on... What he's going to have to rely on is the presenters, and there's some pretty powerful presenters, Ashley Judd, Laura Dern, Nicole Kidman, who are probably going to do that for him.
And I think they're going to bring it up on stage.
They're presenters, exactly. They're presenters.
Oh, but when you have that list of presenters, it's not by coincidence. I think, you know, I mean, whether you want to or not, Hollywood led in this. It's a very Hollywood problem that's seeped all sorts of, you know, industries, and it's going to be part of the narrative, whether you like it or not, whether you schedule it or not.
Have people had enough of it? That's what I wonder. I wonder, is that why Jimmy may be staying away from it? It's either too soon to talk about it, or people have just had enough. Because we've had a lot of celebrities that have come on this show, and they've said, I'm here to entertain. I'm not here to be a politician.
No,
and even Laura Ingraham said...
He's different, though. He's completely different.
The Grammys ratings were down 24%. And I...
Whose ratings?
The Grammys. I don't really watch award shows anymore. And maybe, I know there's a segment of the population that thinks Trump jokes are hilarious. Making fun of Republicans is hilarious. I'm here to tell you the Hillary Clinton cameos, all that, I'm so turned off. I have no interest in being lectured to about my friends who are Trump supporters. And if Hollywood wants to, like, be more inclusive, as they claim they are, they're all inclusive except when it comes to conservative values and except when it comes to Republicans. And I'm not interested in watching that.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. Since when do you think that Trump is a Republican?
Well, fair touche on this Friday, Joy, but I don't like it. I don't like that it's all just you dumb Trump supporters, this guy in
doing
here.
That. Nobody does that.
I'm telling you my interpretation as a Republican watching these shows, and the Grammys were down 24%, and I don't think touting out Hillary Clinton to make some joke about fire and fury is a good look all across the board if you want to raise your numbers, if you care about ratings.
But the CMA
Well, to answer your question, I don't think Trump is a Republican. I think he has staged a hostile takeover of this party, and many people have ceded it to him.
But that's right, and that's why he deserves all of this joke.
No, I'm just telling you, when I go home at night, when I'm trying to take a load off, you know I'm watching The Housewives, and I'm not watching. I also don't care about some of the movies that were out there, but I will say it's tribal. It's like I just don't want to get, because I have family members, friends who are Trump supporters who like him, and well, extended family members. And I will say that I don't.
Nobody is making a joke about Trump supporters. I have not heard it anywhere.
But it's interpreted when you have Hillary Clinton
It's an attack on them. If it's an attack on Trump, many interpret it as an attack on them.
And if you voted for him, then you feel that
You're
you feel the guilt and you're defensive. But I've got to tell you, we've also interviewed celebrities that say, I'm an American and I still have a voice. LeBron James, I'm an athlete, but I'm not going to just shut up and dribble. I have a voice.
All right,
Stand up
all right. I have to stop this conversation. If you want to have time to talk about sex in the next segment, we'll be right back.
CPAC Chair Matt Schlapp on why he's defending the president coming for Senator John McCain at this year's conference.
And except for one senator who came into a room at 3 o'clock in the morning and went like that, we would have had health care too.
And if his wife is taking Hope Hicks's gig at the White House next.
At Airwick, we believe when scent is carried through mist, it stays with us. It envelops and entices. Airwick Essential Mist transforms natural essential oils into mist to surround us with the fragrance we love. Airwick Essential Mist.
From the first moment you met, it was love at first touch. And all you wanted to do was surround them in comfort and protection. That's why only Pampers Swaddlers is the #1 choice of hospitals. To wrap your baby in blanket-like softness and premium protection. So that all they feel is love. Wishing you love, sleep, and play, Pampers.
And the wolf huffed and puffed.
Like you do sometimes, Grandpa?
Well, when you have COPD, it can be hard to breathe. It can be hard to get air out, which can make it hard to get air in. So I talked to my doctor. She said,
Symbicort could help you breathe better, starting within 5 minutes.
Symbicort doesn't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden symptoms. Symbicort helps provide significant improvement of your lung function. Symbicort is for COPD, including chronic bronchitis and emphysema. It should not be taken more than twice a day. Symbicort contains formoterol. Medicines like formoterol increase the risk of death from asthma problems. Symbicort may increase your risk of lung infections, osteoporosis, and some eye problems. You should tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it.
Symbicort could mean a day with better breathing. Watch out, Piggy.
Get Symbicort free for up to 1 year. Visit SaveOnSymbicort.com today to learn more.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Are cream conditioners bringing your hair down? From the world's #1 conditioner brand, new Pantene Light as Air Foam Conditioner. Full of rich Pro-V nutrients and infused with air for 100% conditioning with 0% weight. Strong is beautiful. New Pantene Foam Conditioner.
When was the last time you had a great lunch? Chili's has 10 lunches for just $7. Just $7 for 10 awesome lunches. Cause lunch is back, baby. It's Chili's for lunch. Chili's is back, baby, back, baby, back. Or take Chili's lunch to go. Baby, go, baby, go.
Trident gum is bursting with more flavor, which is much better than a previous idea we had. Gum that's just bursting. Trident, bursting with more flavor. Much better idea.
I remember my stay at the Blue Beach Hotel in Miami and the amazing view I had from my hotel room. It's been a while. What if there's a huge skyscraper in front of it now? Thankfully on Trivago, I can look up recent reviews for this hotel from Trivago's trusted sources. Trivago shows you whether these reviews are positive, neutral, or negative, so you can make the best decision. It works for me. That's just one more way Trivago helps you find your ideal hotel for the best price. Hotel Trivago.
You wouldn't believe what's in this keister. A farmer's market, a fire truck, even a marching band. And if I could get comfortable talking about this keister, then you can get comfortable using Preparation H. For any sort of discomfort in yours. Preparation H. Get comfortable with it.
Why would a woman tie herself up before killing herself?
Who does that?
Now tonight, all new developments in the baffling case that made stunning headlines. 2 suspicious deaths, just days apart. A mogul's 6-year-old son dying in a freak household fall. His girlfriend dead in a suicide.
Anyone that's heard of this case, that's not a suicide.
And the millionaire's brother who found her body. The authorities ruled case closed. The family doesn't believe it was suicide and won't give up. And now 2020 picks up with our own investigation. Tonight at 10/9 Central on ABC.
I said we were going to talk about sex, but we have Matt Schlapp here first. And believe me, you don't want to talk about sex with Matt.
Let's talk
He's
about
He's got 5 minutes. I know, but he's got more other things to talk about because last week CPAC proved once again that organizer Matt Schlapp, that's him, is not afraid to stir up controversy. And it seems even I made an on-screen appearance at this year's conference. How nice.
That's very good.
I just hope my hair looked good. Did he look good?
Fabulous.
All right, so please welcome the chairman of the American Conservative Union, Matt Schlapp. Hi, Matt.
Thank you.
I don't know. You guys have nothing better to talk about than me, really. Come on. But you guys have been, the CPAC has been attracting more extremist fringe elements of late, right?
I don't agree with that, of course.
Okay, you invited far-right French politician Marine Le Pen to speak. Her grandfather is that horrible Marie Le Pen, Jean-Marie Le Pen, who's a Holocaust denier.
A hateful guy who's disowned his own granddaughter because she has separated herself from his hateful politics, and we think that's a good thing.
That's not true. A year ago, she proclaims herself the political heir of Jean-Marie Le Pen to the Washington Post.
She has the last name. She's not going to change that part of her family lineage, but in America, we judge the person on what they say, and we believe that her message of separating herself from some of these policies in France that I quite frankly completely disagree with. Did you watch her speech?
A little bit.
I thought it was a good speech. It's exactly the kind of message American conservatives like.
Okay, but you also have some other extremist people on there. I want white nationalists. I won't
You know
go
I'm
into
going to
their
disagree,
names.
but go.
Well, I can start naming them, but they'd take forever. There's so many of them. The question is, does this fringe group represent your party now?
Look, it's a fair question, and I think we ought to just take it on. If someone is a hateful, racist person, we don't want them there. When Richard Spencer, who is a neo-Nazi, KKK...
Got rid of him.
We kicked him out. I called our lawyers right over.
Good.
Said, I know it's America, but we're paying all the bills in this hotel. Can we kick him out?
But
we don't.
You invited Milo also.
And disinvited him because some tapes came forward that were, quite honestly, on questions of equal opportunity in America. This is not a political discussion
Milo
anymore.
had been very hateful much before the tapes came out. The tapes made it undeniable, and the tapes were about pedophilia,
That's right.
which was an entirely different thing.
Yep.
But he was hateful before you invited him. He was a hateful pedophile when you disinvited him.
He's not a pedophile. Let me be clear about that.
He had tapes
But look,
that
we did the right.
talked about pedophilia.
I feel like we did the right thing. When the information came forward, we disinvited him. We took a lot of heat. Nobody was happy with the situation. But I think we also have to acknowledge that things are awfully messy politically in our country these days. And what we try to do at CPAC is put the controversies on the stage and try to talk through them. Now, we have a conservative perspective, there's no question. I reject that it's fringe. I reject that it's racist or hateful. And when we do something that's wrong, call us out on it, okay? Because our goal is to get the left and the right to talk better with each other. That's why I'm here today. That's why I'm here.
But how do you put together the fact that Trump calls Mexicans rapists and says a lot of things nasty against immigrants with what you just said?
Wait, let me interject on this if you don't mind, because it's more than just that. So I know you, Matt. I know you have a lovely wife.
Yeah.
My husband interviewed Ted Cruz at CPAC this year, and I thought they both did a wonderful job. I don't see CPAC in a vacuum. And I actually enjoyed a lot of the speeches that I watched online. I have a lot of friends that were there. I have to tell you, when President Trump called out my dad and led a crowd of booing, I was so upset. I was so hurt. I know it's about policy. I don't understand why Susan Collins and Lisa Murkowski aren't also brought up if you want to talk about the Obamacare vote. I also don't understand despite, I'm aware my father's never even been invited to speak at CPAC. I know he's not a conservative darling, but why at this moment when he's suffering from the worst brain cancer that exists and going through chemo, why there can't be a modicum of respect for my family at this moment from CPAC?
A very good point.
And you defended it on Twitter, and I was disappointed. I know your wife well. You're good people.
Let him answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, look, your father is a national hero. He has served his country. He's fought for his life before, and he's fighting for his life now. And I think we all respect that. My conversations when I talk about your dad, with what he's going through, is just to keep him in our prayers. The fact is also, he has spoken at CPAC in the past. He spoke when he was the nominee of the party. He's spoken before that. He actually spoke at CPAC right after he was released from his terrible imprisonment. So, and Anna, you've spoken at CPAC. A lot of people have spoken at CPAC. If people have a disagreement with how I'm running the organization, ask the questions. I know that there are some tough questions to ask, and I'll answer them. But as far as your dad is concerned, I do think there is a disagreement on policy questions. And let's keep it to policy. He is a good man that follows his conscience.
I would have really loved for you to, and I would have applauded you had you said that on stage at CPAC. In front of the people that booed John McCain. As you said, a national hero who was, and that crowd was getting stirred up to boo him by a guy who dodged the draft 5 times, man.
Can I try to answer that question?
No, seriously, why didn't you get up on stage and do it in front of that people? Not this audience.
The way John McCain would have done it, he has.
I have.
Yeah.
I'll say it right to your face, Megan. I have a lot of respect for you, too, and for your family. I think it's okay in America to disagree with someone's votes in the Senate.
I do too.
And, I talked to your dad when he was up for re-election last time, and he told me he was going to lead the charge against Obamacare. For whatever reason, he followed his conscience.
Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins, then?
We didn't invite them.
But why aren't they brought up if you're going to say, okay, like this Obamacare vote, I'm well aware of how controversial it was.
Right.
And again, I'm well aware that my father is not a conservative darling, never has been, never will be. But I just don't understand
he was the deciding
vitriol.
vote. He was the deciding
vote.
I
I have a question because, know, you seem very lovely. You're a Notre Dame grad like I am. You're a Catholic like I am. It's a good thing.
Right.
But I, frankly, was very disappointed in what I heard. Your CPAC spokesman, Ian Walters, made some racially charged comments about former RNC chairman Michael Steele, saying he only got the job because he was a black guy. Now, we know that he was the lieutenant governor of Maryland. He was the Republican Party state chairman for Maryland. He was the head of the grassroots organization GOPAC. So he was very qualified. But Steele, you know, Michael took offense, and I know Michael as well, and he got into a heated exchange with you about it. Let's take a look at that.
It is stupid to sit there and say that we elected a black man chairman of the party and that was a mistake. But do you know how that sounds to the black community?
Yes, I know. And
do you know how that sounds to Americans?
I do.
And do you know how they then equate that level of stupidity to conservatism? That's the objection I have about the moment.
Don't take the worst out of what he said. You know him. I know, but this is where you need to have some grace. Look at what
Wait a minute. Wait, what the hell do I have to be graceful for?
I mean, what the hell does Michael Steele have to be graceful for?
What was not known at the time is that when Ian, who's with me here today, and is a dark-skinned conservative who has strong opinions about the Republican Party's failure to reach out to diverse populations in an effective way, he wants them to be better. He was called up to the stage in a spontaneous way, and if you read his article that he wrote in The Hill, he used the words that came to him at the moment. He doesn't give speeches, and he wishes he could have sat down and thought through the words he would have used.
Well, yeah, I did read that article.
He did call Michael and apologize immediately.
But I did read the article, and he stepped away from it and said, no, I'm talking about Michael being unsuccessful. I'm talking about the job that he did. Then why did he call him a black guy, and why did you think that Michael needed to be more graceful about it?
Because when someone... I just wanted people to know the full story, that Ian actually felt bad, because it was never about...
But why did you say that he should be graceful about it?
Because Ian called and asked him if he would accept his apology.
Did you take any action against the guy who called Michael Steele basically a token black?
I will not tell my dark-skinned colleague where I work that he's not allowed to have a point of view on these racial questions we have in society. Shutting people down is the wrong way to handle this. I respect
the right way to
him,
handle
and I let him
by
talk.
shutting down racism?
So you think
is that the right way to handle it?
Absolutely.
Then why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Be a little bit more unequivocal when it comes to shutting down racism, to Sonny's
why
point.
did you do that?
Because when
You're a Notre Dame Catholic. That's what we're called upon to do.
You're right.
I am right.
Father Hesburgh played a big role in all those things.
Yes,
He's a
Father
hero
Hesburgh
of mine.
did.
And the question is this: when we see racism, we call it out. I believe Ian. As someone who has his own experiences with his skin color, has the right to have a point of view. He has admitted that
Does he have the right to be racist?
No, talking about race is not racist.
All right,
That's our problem.
I'm going to have to cut this down. This was a tough room, I think, for you.
He has 5 daughters. I think he's used to it.
This is like my dinner table. You know, this is...
Okay. Thanks very much, Stu. Matt Schlapp, and we'll be right back. Thank
you. Oats seem pretty simple, right? They're actually kind of extraordinary. See, oats contain a soluble fiber called beta-glucan. Beta what? Stay with me here. This is where it gets interesting. This fiber really doesn't like cholesterol, so it traps some of the bad cholesterol and shows it a thing or two, making Quaker Oats a delicious part of a heart-healthy diet. High five, fiber.
Sup world, it's The Box with 30% savings for safe drivers. Coming at you with my brand new vlog. Just making some ice in my freezer here, so check back for that follow-up vid. This is my cashew guy, Bruno. Holler at him, Brune. Kicking it live and direct here at the Fountain. Should I go habanero or Maui onion? Should I buy a chinchilla? Comment below. Did I mention I save people $620 for switching? Chinchilla updates. Got that chinchilla after all. Say what up, Rocco.
Fred would do anything for his daughter. Well, Fred, good thing the front of this unicorn washed the shirt with Gain. Because Gain has the scent that puts the giddy in giddy up.
Every body is different, but everybody gets dry skin. Feel moisturized without feeling your moisturizer. With Lubriderm, absorbs in seconds, moisturizes for hours. Lubriderm, every body care.
This time, it's his turn. You have 4.3 minutes to yourself. This calls for a taste of cheesecake. Philadelphia Cheesecake Cups. Rich, creamy cheesecake with real strawberries. Find them with the refrigerated desserts.
I'm never gonna be able to sleep with this cold. I'll take a sick day tomorrow.
On our daughter's birthday?
Moms don't take sick days. Moms take NyQuil Severe. The nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine.
Everyone wants to be the Cadbury Bunny, because only he brings delicious Cadbury cream eggs, while others may keep trying. No bunny knows Easter better than Cadbury.
And the winner for the best and only morning show on the red carpet and backstage with the stars just moments after they win their Oscars is
GMA.
Monday, the party is on.
This week on Home and Backyard, with St. Patrick's Day coming up, we'll have a project that'll put some Irish right on your door. And this restaurant has some of the best pulled pork around. Plus, Paul makes his patio plants into house plants, and he shows us a new watering tool. And these ladies are here to show us the old school way of making Polish dumplings.
Tomorrow morning at 9.
Buy now and beat the spring pool building rush. Enjoy pre-season savings and be the first to swim in your new backyard resort. One-piece fiberglass pools offer years of maintenance-free enjoyment, use 60% less chemicals, less electricity, and stay warmer than vinyl-lined pools. And best of all, fiberglass pools carry a lifetime warranty, and there are no liners to replace, ever. Call today for a free on-site survey or visit one of our showrooms in Wilkes-Barre and Dixon City.
Taking your trash and making it someone else's treasure.
It just gives you the opportunity to be there for someone that really needs it.
16 salutes a local clothing drive with a twist.
I can have it picked up from your porch.
Tuesday at 6 on WNEP. The Health Watch 16 report with Julie Sidoni. Watch inspiring stories, get fitness and wellness tips, and see breakthroughs in healthcare happening right here, anytime at WNEP.com. Sponsored by Geisinger Health System.
Before we get to our favorite topic, SEX, let's do Sunny's plug because they're investigating a bizarre case on 2020 tonight. Tell everyone what
Yes, we're examining the mysterious death of a woman in the midst of, it's a wrongful death civil trial against her boyfriend's brother at this point.
Oh.
And police found that she allegedly committed suicide by, she was naked, she tied herself up with nautical knots and then jumped naked over a balcony because she was so allegedly upset because her boyfriend's son got injured while under her care. And I interviewed her sister who says that she would never commit suicide in that way. We've interviewed all of the people that are involved and closest to the story. We interviewed Jonah Shacknai, and we reenacted what could have happened. And I know, Megan, you are obsessed with it. Her mother's obsessed with it. And
DVRing tonight to watch it.
I think people will be really, really intrigued by what we've discovered.
Well, we can watch Sunny on 2020 tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. On ABC, right here. Okay, so let's discuss sex before the show. Because a survey of 2,000 Americans calculated the exact number of men.
No.
69, I swear.
That's too coincidental.
She's not making this up.
I am
This
not.
is true.
I am not.
It's not.
So, Paula, you're the horniest Christian at the table.
I am the most efficient Christian at the table. I don't need 69 minutes. I just need, what, like 7? Well, I am efficient.
So my mother...
Well, that's because you're also very young. You realize it takes Viagra 30 minutes to kick in.
That too, but I don't have kids. I've got 3 kids.
My mother used to say, for 10 minutes of pleasure, you pay the rest of your life.
Oh.
What? Yes. So you're saying she was overstating it 10 minutes.
Listen, yeah, I think 10 minutes is overstating it.
They were doing better than I thought.
And we have to schedule it too, and there's nothing wrong with scheduling. According to this survey says over 50% of Americans also schedule. I think Saturday night is when the magic's happening.
Anybody at this table into scheduling?
Saturday night.
Me, I'm scheduled for tonight, so I'm hoping this damn plane takes off. Let me get home to Miami. American, don't let me down today.
Why is 69 minutes such a long time? I mean, if it's twice a week, that's just like a 30-minute fling. That's not a long time.
What do you constitute?
I know, someone agrees with me.
But what do you constitute as sex? Is it the foreplay? Is it everything leading
I don't know
up
what's
to
included.
it?
25 minutes of watching Netflix.
It's everything. I mean, you just got married. It's not like you're having 7 minutes sex.
I want to talk about the Mueller investigation. Honestly, anything except this freaking topic. I hate this topic.
Why?
Made me talk about sex with my mom. It is Friday.